I have the new iPhone. So I've only had it for 2 days. This is day 2, and I'm loving it so far. I haven't taken a lot of video or photos on it. I don't know why. Like I normally would have taken a lot of, I don't know. It's just, I missed my upload date yesterday and a lot has been going on and I just haven't been recording a whole ton. But so far, I really love this new phone. So just a few little observations, things that I haven't seen mentioned in a lot of videos or anywhere that I thought I would just mention because why not? Number one, it is supposed to be like heavier and thicker than the previous iPhone 16 Pro Max. I notice zero difference. Nothing. I notice no difference. Maybe it's just me, but nothing. It fits in all the same bags. It handles the same. It feels just the same in my hand. Like I am not noticing any difference with this phone versus my old phone. If you have SIM lock on your carrier, you do need to turn SIM lock off temporarily until you transfer your data onto your new phone or you transfer your phone number. Let me put it to you that way, until you transfer your phone number. So initially in the setup, it's going to ask you, do you want to transfer the eSIM from your current phone to the new phone? And if you select yes, like it should be an easy peasy transfer. Well, most of us have SIM lock on our carriers so that somebody can't steal your SIM and then do a whole bunch of bad things. And so you do have to turn that off. There's no identification in the way of like it's going from your iCloud to your iCloud. It doesn't know that. It doesn't make that transfer. So I feel like last year when I did this, I didn't have a problem even though SIM lock was on at that time as well. This year it did. Maybe SIM lock got a little bit better. I'm not entirely sure, but it did stop it. I had to go into my carrier, fix that, change it, and then immediately, that was the very first thing I did is I put the SIM lock back on. So there's that. When you get into photos, there's a bunch of different color profiles that you can do. I have mine set to bright just because I like that washed out look. I'm sorry, I know nobody else likes it. I get it. It's not your thing. There's not a lot of detail. It clears up like the blemishes and stuff. Like I like that look. And so that's my personal preference. But there's cool and there's amber and there's a whole bunch of different color profiles. And what that will do is every picture you take, it takes that picture in that profile for you. So I thought that was kind of a nice little touch there. Let me think of anything else that no one has really mentioned previous to this. I feel like there's a million unboxings and I feel that there's a million like iOS 16 tips and tricks. Basically, I'm happy with this purchase. I think it was a worthy upgrade from the 15 to the 16 simply for the camera, even though I haven't explored it as much as I will this next week. Now, is this camera going to fix your YouTube channel? Well, no. I have a lot of cameras. I have a DJI Osmo Pocket 3. Before that, I had a Pocket 2. I have an action camera, and I even have the Go Ultra from Insta360. They all have a perfect place in my world. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is that if your primary function is to start a YouTube channel and you think it's dependent on the camera, it's really not. The camera isn't going to make any difference. And I know that there's other, if you find your niche and if you have this and if you have that and if you just follow these steps, you can be TikTok famous or YouTube famous. There's a whole bunch and it might be really good advice. I might be just, but honestly, I think it's luck. I think it's who comes across your video and then how the algorithm sorts that video into other videos of a similar type and or genre. I think it's just luck, honestly. So is this phone going to change your entire, YouTube journey if you're just starting out? Absolutely not. No piece of equipment will. Not even your winning personality might do that. But I think it is a worthy investment if you look at it in its entirety of what it does. It is your communication. It is your maps, in my case, because my car is really old and doesn't have maps. It's books when your Kindle isn't available. It's your music if that's your jam. It's YouTube, it's entertainment, it's filming, it's your journal if you're a digital journal person. Like, it is everything all in one, whereas a camera is just a camera. The benefits, I think, to having a camera, obviously underwater shooting, although quite honestly, when we did go to the water park, and that was like several vlogs ago, yeah, I had a waterproof camera and I sort of took it around. I did not take it down any of the water slides, and it primarily stayed in my bag. I used it for when I wanted to like prop it up and have footage of things going on that I didn't need to hold and that maybe I was a part of. But realistically, you could do that with your phone. I had my phone in one of those little waterproof hanging lanyard things that, and I felt that that was way more practical than having the external camera. Same with when we were at the beach this summer, several times I had the waterproof camera, and the only time it really came in handy is when I wanted to hand it off to my daughter and be like, here, you and your friends play with the camera, it'll be fun. And then they would go off, and those obviously were our home movies, not anything that I posted on YouTube. I didn't find a value in having a secondary camera too often, other than a waterproof camera if you happen to be going on vacation or live near water. Like, we live near water, so yeah, waterproof camera, definitely. These kind of sit down talking head videos, this is where I use my Osmo. I don't take it out and about very often. There's really not a whole lot of reason for me to take this camera out and go vlogging with it, because I'm either at work or at home. Those are the two places I am. And if I'm at home, then the camera can stay home. I don't need to have extra, like, I don't have extra space in my bag. It is added weight. Like, I don't want my shoulder to get tired. I don't want to carry an extra camera. It's just not, I don't want to carry an extra camera. And so I think you need to look at your lifestyle and go, well, when am I really going to use this? If you live alone and you are a vlogger that does, like, this is me making coffee, this is me doing my dishes, and you don't have a family around to kind of get in the way of that. Or if you're a family vlogger, like your family is part of the vlog, they're part of the experience, that's maybe a different scenario where you would want an external camera. But I am neither of those things. I have a family that doesn't want anything to do with filming or being on film, and the vlogging is purely my own. I'm not going to take it to work because I don't even have a conference period that allows me to vlog. Like, there's no time for me to vlog. And there was one time it was really interesting, and I've seen a lot of teachers talk from their classrooms. And it was way after school, and I happened to film like a little snippet in my classroom, and somebody commented, "Don't film in your classroom ever." And I'm like, I'm the union rep, like, it's okay. Maybe it was just like, I don't like you in your classroom or something, but I don't know. I was like, it's okay to film in your classroom as long as there are no students, no student work, nothing that identifies them, it's totally fine. You can use it as a backdrop. It's okay. There's no laws against that. So you technically, as long as you tell the kids that you are filming them, you can film in the classroom. Like, student teachers have to do that and like send it off to the state. Like, you can film. You just have to, make students and parents, depending of age, aware. But you can film in a classroom. There's no rules or any laws about that. But I don't, like, habitually I don't. So there's no reason for me to take an external camera. If I am going to film something really quickly or just like a little check-in, then I will just use the phone, which brings me back to the whole phone thing. I don't know how most stores are or places, but in my personal experience, I did try, when I first got this camera, the DJI Osmo Pocket 3, I did try taking it out with me one day, and Sephora, I was with my daughter and her friend, and Sephora was like, we don't allow filming in here. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. And I just put it away. Maybe a month later or so, I went, same Sephora. I went with my daughter and she was looking for something very specific, and I was filming her on my phone and nobody said anything. Now, could it be that those are two different employees, two different situations? Yes, but I have found a couple of situations in which if you have a camera, it is assumed that it's going to go out publicly for YouTube or Instagram or wherever, for social media purposes. And if you're filming with your phone, especially if you're filming your family, or most of the time they do assume that it's more for personal use. So take that into consideration. I've seen a lot of shopping vlogs where people are just using their phones, and I think potentially that might be one of the reasons why, other than the fact that, you know, it does take up room in a bag. Like you are, you know, you're saving battery on your phone, but at the same time, and you know, you can't look at your, he's calling, you can't look at your phone and you know, you can't look at your phone and you film at the same time, which is sometimes good, sometimes bad. I don't often film myself physically on my phone, right? I think you just need to kind of evaluate, do you need a secondary camera? And if it were me, I would be putting my money into the phone as opposed to getting a secondary camera, because for most of us, the phone has so much more functionality than just a camera. So, haven't explored the phone yet. I think the goal for this week is, one, to get myself like out on time again. It's just, yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it was. You know, I hear all the time, consistency is key. You have to post consistently. You have to post every week at the same time. And I've been doing that for over 2 years, and I've seen growth, like 100 people, which is great. Like, like 100 people is awesome. But at the same time, like, I don't, you know, this is not a moneymaker for me. I'm not going to be using this as a moneymaker. This is never going to be a moneymaker. I'm always going to keep doing what I'm doing, and I'm always going to make videos because I like making videos. But I wouldn't say consistency is the key. I think you can post whenever, whatever, and if it happens, it happens, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. So I don't remember where I was going with that. I think it's just that this weekend I didn't feel it for some reason. I was so overwhelmed. I'm so busy. You know, obviously I'm at work. I was cat sitting. My dad, the reason I'm home today is because he has a cardiology appointment. And I mean, that's a chore because he has to go by medical transport. He has 1,000,005 different things wrong with him. He has a hole in his skin. Like the gangrene is gone and cleared out, but it's a hole. It won't heal. And he needs to have another surgery, but they won't do another surgery without the cardiologist to approve, like reapprove. They have to reapprove like every clearance every 6 months. So I have that going on today. Maybe it wasn't that big of a weekend. I picked up the phone, when I got there to the Apple store, a few little things that I noticed. One, there were a lot of people there. Two, they were there primarily for the Pro and the Pro Max, and those were all sold out, and nobody really wanted the Air. And when I held up the Air to the Pro Max, I was like, it's not that much bigger. Like, it's seriously, it didn't make a difference. To sacrifice the battery life and the camera for that, like, I would be so disappointed if I got the Air. It would just make me very sad because I can't think of why it's not that much thinner or lighter. It just didn't make that big of a difference to me. So I'm glad that I got what I got. I did get this blue color. This happens to be a Casetify case. I think I was told this is a whale shark. I don't know. My daughter picked it. I have 2 other cases. I have the actual Apple case, which I haven't put on the phone yet. And I have another case sitting over there from Virga that I haven't even opened yet. Yeah, but I will. That's the plan. I will. Am I happy with my purchase? Yes. Am I going to go out and vlog with it for this entire week? Absolutely. That is the goal. So that was, you know, that's just my little check-in, I guess, because I don't even know. I don't even know where this is going. But I think the 16 Pro footage was good. 16 Pro Max footage was good. And now we're going to try the 17 Pro Max footage. And I will experiment with different photo lights, like different filters, and we will see what we like the best. But right now, like I said, it's on bright, and that's what we're gonna do. And this is the week ahead. I'm gonna start actually like actively like thinking, okay, this is it. I'm gonna vlog with this camera for the entire week, and then I'm gonna come back and be like, okay, this was the week, and this is what it looked like. This is what worked, this is what didn't. I feel like in order to have like a full review of the phone, you need to do like a full week with the phone. And since I only had it for a few days, and those days were not tech heavy, phone heavy days, they were family heavy. Oh, we built a piece of furniture for my daughter's room, and oh shoot, I gotta clean her fish tanks. Okay, see, again, like I'm just like, there's so much that I have to do. It's kind of scary. I'm scary busy. But I gotta take my dad in about 2 hours. Oh my gosh. This is what life is really like when you're my age. You have to juggle. So that's where we are. I just wanted to keep you appraised in case consistency actually was a key. I'm not entirely sure. But now I can say I've put something out there. I've met my personal deadline. I put something out there. And then I will get back to you and we will talk about the phone next week.